Hello again, viewers, and welcome back to the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. I'm your host, Solomon, aka Bruce. Mr. Chama, welcome back.
But yeah. Last week I returned to work, so we could not find the time.
Yeah,
But
change of
I
schedule.
but yeah, I think you had a nice one with Ben wildcarding.
Yeah,
I was enjoying you guys.
both of us, yeah, were wildcarding. It was purely for wildcard discussion, but it failed. So there was no point, basically. One of the drafts. I'm sure one of the drafts that each of us had was the one that actually made was supposed to go with. I had a draft with Palmer in there, but didn't go with that one
Mhm.
anyways. So it's a game of small margins, man. It's a game of small margins. So yeah. So
Definitely.
timestamp. It's Tuesday. It's about 7 a.m. here in the U.S., California. What's the timestamp over there?
11,
Japan.
11, 11, 11, 11 night, 11,
11 p.m.
11 p.m., 11 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, in Japan.
Wednesday, I'm sure. Oh, it's Tuesday actually.
No,
Same
Tuesday.
day.
It's
Tuesday.
still on the Tuesday. Yeah, it's
Oh,
still on the
nice.
Tuesday.
Okay, so we're gonna discuss game week 7 preview. We'll touch on the wild card, especially for mine, like how it went and what was the thinking behind some of these things. And so I'll feel like people at wild card, us the managers, were a bit unlucky because of all the assets and the planning that we did,
Mm-hmm.
and the players that we brought in didn't really materialize. Where it's about the long term gains of the wildcard chip, anyways. Yeah. I also try to capitalize on some of the players in form, but those players also didn't really do much. But yeah, it happens, man. The game is pretty tough this season. Like the average points have been really high. Like so, if if you don't have multiple returns in your team, you're probably gonna get a big red arrow. So yeah, um, yeah. So let's just go right to it. The results and the takeaways. I think I can just share some of these results. Just go through them quickly,
Yeah.
and we see what we have here. Wait a second. Not that one. Yeah. Newcastle, Man City 1-1. Their Haaland captain us. They were pretty disappointed, but he was away, so I don't know what they were expecting against Newcastle. Arsenal 4-2, Leicester, Brentford 1-1, West Ham, Chelsea 4-2, Brighton, Everton 2-1, Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest 0-1, Fulham, Wolves 1-2, Liverpool. That's a good game. Ipswich 2-2, Aston Villa, Man U 0-3, Spurs, which we'll talk about in the fan corner. And then Bournemouth 3-1, Southampton.
Mm.
So yeah, that is the game, the results for game week 6, basically. Yeah. So Chama, you start with your team. Like how well did you do? Which players did well for you? You can share that too if you want.
Oh, my FPL team.
Yeah, FPL team. Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's go right into it then. Let me just share the screen. Uh, yeah, this thing is a little bit messy. But yeah, that was my team. I went with I did not make a lot of changes. I had to change two transfers ahead of the game week. I tried all like everything possible to get Arsenal assets in, especially their defense. I wanted to get a piece of that, and Saka in particular. Those were the two things that I was thinking. Of course, there was a thought on Havertz, but then thinking that Odegaard is not in the team, so I didn't want to go to Havertz. So I ended up, I could not really find a way to get Saka without sacrificing somebody like Salah, which I did the reverse in a few games weeks ago where I had Saka, I had Salah, I had Saka, and then I wanted the piece of Salah because Salah was flying at the start of the season. And then I jumped to the Salah bandwagon, and then Saka started performing, and then Salah did not, live up to that. So with these premium assets, sometimes you just have to be patient with them. That is what I believe.
Mhm.
So that's why I say, okay, why would I take out? I know Saka had a better fixture and he was the most captainable asset this week. If I had him, I would have captained him definitely without sort of a doubt. But like to take out Salah, it would have maybe required a hit to get an Arsenal defender. So it was not something I was willing to do. So I just say let me stick with Salah, because since everyone is going against Salah this week because of the
It's
wild
gonna be a
carders,
different
so I
choice. Yeah.
say, and we all know Salah can hurt any team anytime, even if he don't play well, he can do that. So that's why I stick with that. So I ended up making two unorthodox transfers. I brought in Carvalho, Brentford Carvalho for Eze. And then I upgraded my striker because João Pedro was injured ahead of the game week. So I upgraded him to Solanke because Tottenham have some good fixtures going ahead, coming up. So yeah, those were the moves. The moves did pay off for me because both players gave me 6 points. And then Eze got a blank and João Pedro did not play at all. So in a sense, it was a good move. But in goal, I had Sanchez. Chelsea conceded two. I'm not sure if there was any goalkeeper who kept a clean sheet this weekend. By the way,
Yeah.
so it was
Yeah.
almost
Tottenham
no
keeper.
advert. Yeah, oh Tottenham, yeah. And no one owes Vicario definitely. So that's the thing. And then you have Digne. He's starting to become a problem in my team. He's starting games. I like him. But he's starting to become, because Villa are not keeping clean sheets. They are not defending well. So that is kind of a worry for me there. Trent, yeah, it was annoying again. Liverpool conceded a very poor goal. Could have get the clean sheet and maybe just a -1 point. But in the end, Liverpool, Konate messed up that one. Vandenberg, like I was happy with that 4 million. He's starting games, which makes me really happy. It was close to for them to get a clean sheet before West Ham score equalized 1-1. So yeah, defense, I think nothing there to be excited about. But the players I have, I think they are decent picks. Only that I left Pedro Porro's points on my bench, 5 point. So because I thought Man United would score, but they did not at Old Trafford. Carvalho, like I said, Jota. I kept Jota. I kept the faith with him. And that one paid off. I captain Buemo. Of course, even though I did not sell Haaland, but I never thought he was the best captain this week. And for me, as far as I don't think he's the best captain, I would just go against him. And that's what I did this week. Even though he can punish you, I know he can score a hat trick against Newcastle. But sometimes you just have to, this is what you enjoy about the game. You don't have to be strangled by one player to always do because everybody gotta do that one. I'm still disappointed I did not sell him in game week 3 for Watkins when I did my wild card. But yeah, that was my team. 54 points. 54 points, 56 points, 6 points ahead of the average without a wild card. No hit taken.
I mean,
I
that's
think.
that's a good, yeah, that's a good return.
Yeah. So how about you? How did you do?
Terrible, man. Terrible. 43 points. Wildcard played. Gaming rank of 6.5. My rank is now at what, 4 point something million? 4.2, something like that. It's terrible, man. I don't even think we need to verify the number, but yeah. Um, so I made a lot of changes to my team, obviously. So it was on wildcard. In goal, I had Flecken. I have Trent. He came in. Gabriel also came in, and then I took a punt on delete against Tottenham because Tottenham probably were really not the best when it comes to corners. So he's really good at corners, But my team was just poor. Which I'll talk about in the fan corner briefly. There, midfield I had Rogers. He was. I think they said he's kind of injured, but we're waiting to see the update from the manager. So we don't know what happens there. Luis Diaz, who was my punt for this week, because he was on form, red hot form. Returned with 2 points basically. So maybe I give him the bad luck. Who knows? Saka with 6 points, who I captain. Unlucky not to return basically because he was one of the best attackers this game week, but just didn't get the points. Bomo with 9, Semenyo with 7, and then you have Haaland and Jackson with 5. Jackson, man, could have scored. It's like whenever I get him, he goes back to his regular last season. Jackson, he was
He got a assist, right?
I think he got an assist. Yeah, he got an assist, but he could
Yeah.
have scored. He could have scored. He should have scored more points. There's the
Uh,
through pass that Palmer, gave him. He should have
yeah,
scored.
the ones he lived like the Brighton defense though. We need to talk about that.
Uh, I mean,
What do you?
why didn't they change their why didn't they change their formation when they played us? That high line. They should have played the high line when they were playing us. But it's like all of a
I
sudden
think
they
they
want
play,
to
I think
change
they
their
play the
tactics.
highlight. They did not change. They play the highlight against any team. It's just
But
that who exploited.
they were more
You
aggressive this time
yeah,
around
yeah, yeah.
against Chelsea with the high line. Like the high line was really high,
Was
basically.
absolutely yeah.
Yeah.
But also
So
they lost their centre back. What's his name? Van Hecker.
that's what I
So
heard. Yeah, I heard that
Van
might
Hecker
be
was
an
not
issue.
there. He's the like the fast, the kind of fast player there. He's not
Oh, in
fast,
the
but
defense.
he's the kind of. So when you are playing the high line, you need a
You need a
central
quick, yeah,
defender,
yeah,
a quick central
definitely.
defender to recover. Like just like Tottenham do with Van der Ven all the time, he's recovering that space behind them. But yeah, they did not have him. They had Webster and Dunk. They
That's
had
definitely
the slowest
one of the
defenders I've ever
slowest.
seen. So yeah, and
Maybe that's why
yeah,
they had so much success. Ooh.
yeah, Palmer
Palmer had a
exploited
field
that
day,
space.
man. He had a field day.
Yeah,
We need to talk about Palmer, man. The fixtures don't look so good, but I think he can score against anyone. Basically, that's my
yeah,
opinion of Palmer. Yeah,
definitely he can.
you know. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I think we'll just go to the Kotu Classic to have an update on the Kotu Classic Mini-league. Sorry. Yeah. Kotu Classic. Things are moving. I'm so far behind. I don't even. I don't even like. There's
You
no
don't know.
point in me even
You have
even
to find yourself. You have to find yourself.
it's so competitive, man. So yeah, let me just quickly share this. The manager of the week is Licky Top with 98 points. No chips played, just 98 points with a team. And it's impressive. I don't even know how these guys do it, especially this season. Yeah.
Is you know who is lick it up?
Who?
Check the name in the top.
Malik Sanyang.
Oh, it's Malik. Okay, he has the highest points. I,
Yeah, 98 points.
I don't know. That's amazing. That's amazing. 98
Yeah,
points.
98 points. And he took a minus four though. So yeah, it's probably 94 or three
Who does he
times.
have in his team? Let me see this.
Yeah, Sanchez, Davis, Aina, Lewis. He went really cheap at the back, and then he
Defense,
took all the
no
points
points.
in the midfield.
Actually, all the defense are blanked. So
Yep,
it's the midfield. That's
it's
where
the
the points
midfield.
came in. You see,
Martinelli, Salah, Saka, Palmer, Mbomo,
Martinelli
Watkins,
was
and
Martinelli
Ebenezer.
was a player I almost got, but it would have been at the expense of Jota. So, like I say, I did not want to get rid of Jota, but Martinelli, because last week against who was it? Against Man City, he got the assist, right? He started returning. Then he played the whole game. Even when they were substituting, they substituted Saka instead of Martinelli. So that gave me a signal that the boy is coming back.
Yeah,
So I
he's
say
getting back to
this
form.
week, because no wildcard team was talking about Martinelli. Everybody was Saka and then the Arsenal defender Raya. That was the three that everybody was talking about in the like, because this week is a true vindication of every FPL manager. Majority of FPL manager, they will dispute it, but the form is very, very crucial for what they do. The form of the player is very crucial. Just look at the Jota and the Diaz situation. Like, very well. Of course, going into the game, you will think Jota is a risk if he will start or not. But Diaz is also a risk every single week because of there
Yes,
is
it's more of a risk. Yeah, competition for
exactly.
his place. Yeah.
Gakpo is there. Gakpo was our man of the match in the Champions League. There is strong competition there. But because of the form that Diaz has shown so far this season, everything is thrown out of the window. And then everybody went with like, it was a true vindication of every FPL form is very important. The same thing with Martinelli and Saka. But of course, last season, Martinelli did not have a good season, to be honest. So that is fair. But I would have expected people to be talking about him more, considering Trossard got the red card last time. Martinelli got an assist in the game against City and all those things. But I was not even hearing about Martinelli at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I think people like to put to use stats to back for, but I think mostly people are we have a very short term memory. It's
Yeah.
like anybody who's doing well is, oh, it looks like the shiny new toy, you know. Oh, this guy, oh, you know, I was looking at what's his name again? John, sorry, the midfielder, Liverpool midfielder in my team. I was like, oh, this guy.
Diaz.
Even though I had Jota Diaz, I was like, oh man, I need to get those Diaz points. I'm number one when it comes to like form. But the problem with me is if I'm good, I need to be consistent. If I'm doing a form team, I should continue with my form team. But I tell them, no, this guy's on form, but you know, I'm not really too so sure. So now I don't have anything to lose, basically. So let me just go with my form team, and if I die there, they bury me. It's simple. I mean, yeah. So going back to the Jollof Football Bantaba Kotu Classic Mini-league, top five. So joint in fourth, we have Mohammed Damfa, Awareness. We have Tiju Boy, also in fourth. In, moving up to third is Keba Damfa, City Boys. And then second, we have Mohammed Fal, Reds. And then first, we have Kwame Boache. So he's back. Russia, US. Actually, he was climbing. Last week, he was the one that had the highest points in the week. So he's now back in first. Man, there's so much changes. Christopher
Yeah.
Blair, AFC Paradise was number one last week. Now he's down to sixth. It's crazy.
Wow.
So, I mean, yeah, it's just goes to show how competitive this league has
Yeah,
become.
it's really competitive, to be
It's
honest. I
crazy,
don't know.
man.
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy.
how we like it. That's how we like it.
Um, that's how it is. You know, you have to be on your P's and Q's, your like top level to be in this.
Yeah.
Even in
But
top 20 right now is difficult. But yeah.
yeah, but before we go to the fan corner,
Mhm.
I want us to talk about the premium players,
Yeah.
the premium picks, because you were talking about Palmer. Like, he is one of them. FPL General said something in his podcast. He said Palmer is the new Salah in FPL, and I don't disagree with him because everything you want from an FPL asset,
He
Palmer
has it.
has it.
Hmm.
That is, he's a midfielder, which is usually is
More
underrated,
points.
but
Hmm.
yeah, but being a midfielder in the game and then being the goal scorer of your team at the same time, those are very good things to have together. It's a very good combination, and then you add to the fact that he takes every penalty, and he is flawless when it comes to taking penalties. He never misses a penalty. He scored every single penalty that he took since he moved to Chelsea. He's the talisman of the team. Like, yeah, there is he's really now in that category. So we have four premium assets. That is Saka, Salah, Haaland, and now we have Palmer is in this bracket. We all want to have all these four players. We cannot have them all.
There's
So
one more that you
that
forgot. Even though he doesn't doing very well this season,
uh,
but Son is also there. And the way Tottenham is playing right now, their coach was on the fire, just like Ten Hag. But the problem is they've won their last three games. The only issue is that he's injured right now. But he's also one of their talisman. If he had played against us, we probably would have been talking about like Ten Hag's letter would have been there, signed and sealed, waiting for him just after the game. They just handed him on a napkin. Please, you are fired. But we were lucky that he didn't play. But with Tottenham, the form that they are showing right now, and the fact that they are missing their most prolific finisher, he should be one of those assets that we should be looking at. There, go on.
yeah, definitely. And now we all play in the game with two premiums.
Mhm.
Like there are some playing with three premiums. I think there are even some who try to squeeze in for all four, which is almost impossible.
Yeah.
Because you end up with being with team of 4 million, 4 million, 4 million, the whole team. If you want to have Haaland, Salah, Palmer, and what's his name again, Saka. So it makes the game interesting for me
It
in
does, yeah.
the sense that, like, we're all not gonna have the same teams, and then we're gonna miss out on some points of the premiums. Then who can manage best around these four premiums? I think stands the better chance to do well in the game this season. You know, last week or week before last, when we are talking about the triangle of Salah, Saka, and Haaland. If you have that three, build your team around these three players, like Ben did at the start of the season. He
Hmm.
got all three of them, and then just getting a lot of budget options around, and then they did the trick for him. Like every week, he has the good captain option. If it is not
Hmm.
Salah, it is Saka. If it is not Saka, it is Haaland. And then I think when he came, he also mentioned that what he got nailed this season was his captaincy. And I think the what made it easy was because he had these three players.
The best three players, yeah.
That's exactly. So if with Palmer now in the picture, how are we going to maneuver that?
I think you mentioned this last season. It's a game of points, right? When we do our reviews at the end of the season, what do? We have a look at the players that had the most points in the season and put them on like in a squad of 11. So basically, if you can get as many of those players as possible in your team and keep them in your team, you're probably gonna do well, right? That's basically it, you know. But I think we have come to this, this notion. We have been playing FPL for a while now, but we still don't haven't grasped this idea that you need the premiums in your team, especially me. I'm thinking about myself, right? It's nice to play the game. Okay, bring in this person here who's doing well, but by the time you get him, the points are away. You have to chase the points again to somebody else, who's doing well, but you don't get those points. Sometimes you're lucky. Like last season, I was lucky with Palmer because he wasn't on anybody's radar. I was like, oh, I like this the way the guy plays football. Got him in, and then he became like something of a revelation. So I feel like we need to get the premiums, but then at the right time, based on their fixtures. You know what I mean? So of course, like the Highlands, they can punish you even if they have bad fixtures. But that will be a bit, let's say,
Unlikely.
unlikely. You understand? It will be a bit difficult. Like you say, okay, it's not something that is guaranteed basically. But if you pick Haaland, regardless, because Man City don't have bad fixtures, it's just one or two games that you will say, okay, these are really tough games for Man City. Arsenal, Liverpool. The other games, it's just a few, so maybe even less than five handful, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, pick Haaland, pick your Salah or Palmer, and then Saka, and try to see if you can, try to rotate them according to their fixtures, and you'll be fine, right? And then the rest, you
That
just
is
you just throw all these 4, 5, whatever the case may be there, and just see what you can get.
absolutely
I,
that's the play. That's the play. But the difficult part is when it comes to rotating Haaland, people like I say, that's the fear factor. He
it's
is that
scary,
player.
man.
But sometimes he's the one player that you should take out and then have the other ones. Like for example, in the last 3 game weeks, right?
Hmm.
It was right there. Like, yes, he got the back-to-back hat tricks. But if I had the guts, like I say, and then just went with, for example, Watkins during that period, and then give me the option to have the other three premiums or something, maybe I would not have been thinking about Palmer, or maybe I would have been thinking about him. Who knows? But at least he would have been an option with the 6 million I would have saved if I sold Haaland that time, and then put it on those other premium players. Like you say, he can punish you. Against Arsenal, he scored, you know. But of course, he just got a 9 pointer. And then if Haaland is giving you a 9 pointer in a week, like you can deal with that. Of course, when he start giving 25s or 30 points with his four goals or hat tricks, that is when it becomes difficult to counter that situation. But there are times that he is the one that should leave. And if those times come, people should be brave to make those moves. And now, like I say, I trained myself to be able to do it, but I could not do it
I think
because I was scared.
the problem is,
Uh,
I don't even think it's about the punishing. For me personally, the problem is if you take him out of your team, the team that you can build without Haaland is crazy. You can have 3 or 4, like you can have the rest of the premiums basically in your team,
uh-huh.
right? The problem comes, how do you bring him back? You know what I mean? Now you can use like 5 free transfers, and probably do that. But there's always fires to put out in your team. If you are disciplined enough to keep those 5, for example, you will not take Haaland out of your team for like 3 or 4 game weeks. Just be behind the couch whenever he plays and try to
No,
see those
yeah,
other 3 match him for points. But then you have to like restructure your team again to bring him in. A lot of
yeah,
people,
but
there's
I
no.
but I believe to bring Haaland, it takes 2 transfers personally, because you have three premiums, all right? You're
Yeah.
going to get rid of one premium, and then for example, Watkins, I would have replaced him with like with where I replace Watkins with Haaland. And if I need to get Haaland, selling Watkins will not be a headache for me. Like
Yeah,
I will do it, and then I will take out one premium because it's bringing one premium for another premium and then doing that triangular because Haaland is having the best fixtures at that particular time, and then you have to do it for better or for like you have to do it. And if that is the situation, you have to do it, find a way. Just take two transfer. If you sell Salah and you sell Watkins, you can get Haaland with those two transfers. So, like, it's never too far away as we think it is, in my opinion. Yeah.
yeah. Lastly, you can see Man City's fixtures. They have Fulham, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, Brighton.
Uh-huh.
So those
Yeah.
5 game weeks. This is not the time to think about it.
No,
But
no,
then once you get to
actually,
Tottenham and Liverpool, yeah, then maybe you can take a punt. There's Tottenham, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, which is a difficult fixture in my case. Like
yeah,
I believe
yeah,
they're defensively they're good, and then Crystal Palace, and then Man United, Aston Villa.
yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
1, 2, 3, about 6 game weeks where you can really capitalize and try to see if you
E-
can take him out. He'll
exactly.
score, but
Uh-huh.
then not as much as you expect him to, basically.
Exactly. So just like I say, like it was the last 3 game weeks that I did not need him, which I
Yeah,
believe I did not. So that has passed now. So I'm just premeditating, like
what you should have done.
in the
Yeah,
past. What should I have like how can I say that? So what should I have done
in
in the
hindsight, yeah.
past in hindsight right now? Understand? So now is not the time. If I had sold him to this game week, I will all we have been discussing is how can I get Haaland. That would have been my thought right now
Yeah,
because I know this is when I want him. This time is the period where I need him from. But then when the opportunity arises,
you should
you
make
have
that
to
move.
take it.
Yeah, you have
That
to
is
take
the
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think at least now we know this. So hopefully when that time comes, like I mentioned, the fixtures, I think once they get to Tottenham, which is going to be a slightly difficult fixture for them,
Uh-huh.
and then Liverpool, you can take him out for like 3 or 4 game weeks, and then they have Crystal Palace. Man U, it depends who we have as a manager at the time. They can probably hit us with 6 or 7, or it can be like a 1-1 draw depending on the manager. So yeah, you can take him out of your team for 3 or 4, 5, 4 game weeks, and then bring him back. It's an opportunity to capitalize, basically. Yeah. So we'll talk about fan corner, basically.
Yeah.
I think I'll just go start with mine right now. Things are not looking good for us. We lost.
When does it ever look good?
It's crazy, man. We lost six. I can say we lost 6-0 to two of the top teams, top 6 teams in the league. Right, 6-0. We haven't scored at home. This is at home I'm talking about. So, I was, as a fan, I was like, okay, you know what, give this manager a chance, even though we finished 8th. But then there was an excuse last season that we had so many injuries that they were just chopping and changing. Okay, who's fit? How do we,
Yeah.
play? Now he has his players back. I think he's trying something new again. So it's basically like a new season for him. I feel like he's trying to see, okay, how can I make this team better? He got all his players that he wanted. He
Yeah.
almost got all the players out that he wanted out, bar a few like Maguire. But there's no excuse anymore. As much as I would like him to do well, I think maybe it's about time that we pull the plug. Yeah, as is, because it's a top club and you don't want us to start languishing. And once you lose the dressing room, which I feel like the players, they like him, but they're getting confused with the instructions they're getting. That's my opinion. I didn't know what this manager wants, basically. Tottenham at home, I think Tottenham they haven't really had a good run at Old Trafford. At our worst, we beat them. Like, it doesn't matter whether they're good, they're top of the league, it doesn't matter. They come to Old Trafford, they get a spanking, and then they go, they leave. Simple. But the fact that we conceded at minute 3, it's like, okay, I didn't watch the game. I was at church. I was like, what was going on here? 3 minutes. It's
Yeah,
like-
that was
then
early.
I just knew it was going to be a bad game. Because if you know your team, the team that I have, they are so mentally fragile that if you score first, most likely you're going to win the game. It's difficult for us to come back and rally behind our players, and then I don't know. So I feel like the only way we can salvage this season is give Ten Hag. If it was me, I would have fired him after then and there, make it easy, because I think we're just delaying the inevitable at this point. We have seen how the season is going to go. It's going to be up and down. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2 good results and then continue the rot. So do with him now, get somebody else, or even let the assistant coach be the coach for the next few months or whatever until you identify somebody else. But I think it's over for me. I don't think if we continue with him, we're going to probably end up mid-table, basically, like worse than last season, anyways, in my opinion. So yeah,
Yeah, Ten Hag.
um, mhm,
uh,
crazy man.
I think Carragher and Garriga they have this pull like push and pull about Ten Hag. Man United fans, Man United had already made a decision that they did not want him, but then everything changed after he won the cup last season. So
Sentiments, we were very
yeah,
sentimental at the
there was
time.
already
I,
the belief that he was not the guy to take you forward, but then they stick. It's not unfortunate. It's not
I, f-
unfortunate.
I
I think
feel
he
like
started well. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
I feel like the reason they were interviewing coaches, other coaches, to take up his position. But I
Yeah.
think last season there were not many good coaches available.
Available.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, interview, and then because it has to be like the best coach that you can work with, like what are the coaches' ideologies and stuff. Like Tuchel came and did the interview and everything, so you know, like I think they want some kind of control in the club also to see like what the coach does and stuff like that. So they're like, okay, you know what, we don't see any other manager that is like take us to the next level, like a better manager. So let's just stick with this one for now and give him another chance, which is what they did. But now what we ask of them is they should pull the plug when they know that he's not the guy anymore. Like, okay, admit that you made a mistake by extending his contract and just get somebody else. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, definitely. But he's quite comfortable. I watch him his press conference after the game. He said he's thinking forward, but yeah, it will be very difficult from here for him to win the hearts of the fans again, and yeah, things are not looking good for him. Like you say, it might be better to just do it as soon as possible, and then rather than waiting late, because it seems like it is broken. And even Oli is putting himself in the bag again. Oli Gunnar Solskjaer.
He
He
is not
only,
coming back to that club. I'm sorry. Yeah.
but right now, if you were to sack Ten Hag, who would you bring?
I'll leave Ruud van Nistelrooy there for a few months. And I don't want to rush the decision because I know we are rebuilding right now, basically.
Oh.
We before Ten Hag, before Ineos came, I would say, okay, you know what, the structure behind the club was not good. So it doesn't matter any coach that comes in, you're going to struggle. But now we don't have that excuse anymore. We know that there's a structure, there's people in place that make decisions about where the direction the club is going. So if he has the backing and if he has all the structure, he doesn't have to worry about or identifying talent and all these things anymore. Like,
Yeah.
what's the excuse? You don't have injuries anymore. What's your excuse, basically? And it's been 3 years. Okay, if you say you minus to 2 years, this is the year where, okay, the structure is there, people have come in, they've backed you. Right now, if they back any manager, any team, right, and you still don't pull out the results, basically you're gone. Which other team would accept this? I don't think that any team in the Premier League would accept this, even the bottom teams.
Definitely.
Yeah, you've been
Definitely.
backed and you still not producing results. You can't even win like in the Europa League against FC 20 or whatever. Like what is there? And if you see the players being confused, and we have good players this time around, we have technically good players, and
Yeah.
even they cannot understand what the manager is trying to tell them. When the tactics are so bad that they're wondering, is this guy really telling us to play this? What do you? That means you have to change something, and you only look towards the manager to change him. So get Van Nistelrooy, who was a coach at I think PSV or so,
PSV. Yeah.
to coach the team, and see what he does. If he does okay, then like let it stay for a bit longer whilst you identify somebody who's going to take over for him. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would do if it was me. So
Yeah.
let's go to Liverpool. Your guys, yeah, they're ticking along nicely.
Yeah, yeah, we are taking along nicely, but our weekend performance was not great. I will have to
Mm.
admit that. But again, we got the 3 points. So, like Ibukanate said, at the end of the end of the day, the points is more important than the performance. But the coach came into the press conference and he was asked the same question. He said, Sometimes, but not always. Because if you wanna keep doing this kind of performance all the time, and then hoping for the points, that is not good. And that I agree with him.
Uh,
Um, Konate, Konate is just somebody. He's something else himself. He's a big character in the team. He say things, but he's a nice guy. He thinks jokingly sitting. He's a kid, but he's a big guy, but thinks like a
mentally is still
yeah,
young.
yeah, but he very nice, very nice. Yeah, yeah. He has a lot of jokes in him. So it was his fault for the goal, by the way. That's what the coach
Yeah, I
said.
heard that.
Did
Yeah.
did he forget? Did he forget about the goal? That is the coach say on the press. Because he said, Graving back got the man of the match, who has been exceptional for us.
Again, I heard it. He has been
Yeah,
exceptional. Yeah.
Graving back has been exceptional. Like he's almost every game he's man of the match now. Every game
Why did
he's
why
man.
didn't Ten Hag not get Gravenberch instead of giving us Anthony? Like what's this? So it's all the best players in the team that used to coach before went to other teams, and then I don't understand. Anyway, go ahead.
No, but you have the butcher, Lichi.
He's fine. He's fine. He's okay. For him, like. I think he was like once he came back. Yeah, for us, he's good. But
He's
why
good,
Anthony?
right?
You could have
Yeah, yeah.
splashed Gakpo and Gravenberch, and then we give you guys Anthony.
So
Anyways.
Anthony, yeah, yeah, but
He's now
yeah,
he's now
about
falling out with the manager. He's not playing anymore because basically I think I heard that the manager played him left back and he was pissed off and he was showing it in the he was complaining. Since
left
then,
back.
Anthony, yeah, last season. Since then, Anthony has been in the black book. So
That's
I don't
unfortunate.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
is. But
unfortunate.
they are his players. Anthony, he's the one that even they didn't buy him with that much money. It's not his fault that he was bought for that much, but he was the one
Uh,
that demanded him. So
yeah, he demanded Anthony definitely. And then you had Kudus there. Kudus too is having problems at West Ham though.
kudos. Oh really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's not
Like
being
West
played.
Ham, the new West Ham. We are missing a lot of. There's a lot of drama happening this season. The
Mm,
new West Ham coach, Lopetegui. You know Lopetegui,
yeah.
right? He was at Wolves, right? He came to West Ham. West Ham are the worst team this season in the Premier League. I would say that. They are not playing well at all. Lopetegui, he said Kudus is not a team player. He substituted him at halftime in the last game and then said Kudus is not a team player, which is big, right? You cannot say that to player. You are
That
not a
is
team player.
that's not good. Yeah, that's not
That's
good.
too. And then the team is not doing well as well. So I cannot see him. I think if I was gonna put my money on the coach who will be sacked for us this season, Lopetegui will be the one, not
Because he has
Ten
been
Hag.
backed. The funny thing
Yeah,
is they have a good team, individual players. It's like when they sign
yeah.
somebody, it's like wow, they signed this guy. Somerville, Wan-Bissaka is there. The striker from Dortmund. What else do you
Yeah,
want? You,
yeah,
you have all these
definitely.
players, but then you're still playing defensive football. Like what are you doing?
Yeah,
So I don't know.
West Ham is a funny team now. It's a funny team. They are not doing well at all. But yeah, continue with with the Liverpool. Gravenberch, how am I Grav? I call him Grav because the name is difficult to pronounce. He has been really, 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 really good. Endo is not even getting a sniff in the team nowadays. Uh, yeah, but he's still learning in that position, defensive midfield, which is not his, but his qualities on the ball, like the way he get that half turn and stuff like that. There are things he has to improve, passing and stuff like that. Simple things like square passes, 5-yard passes. Those things sometimes he misses them, but other than that, I think he has been really, really good for us. The game was not good at all, but we will take the win. We will take the win definitely. Wolf gave everything in that one. Liverpool almost gifted them, a point in the end. But then thank God, Jota was there to win the penalty in the end. Liverpool got the goal. Now we are top of the league, but of course, I'm not even thinking about the
Right
competing
now,
for the
yeah.
league.
But it's a
Yeah,
chance, man. It's you guys just keep being there. You never know what will happen because Man City are not Man City this time
yeah.
around.
But Arsenal
They're
is there,
missing a major player. Even
uh-huh.
Arsenal, they're being resilient, but I don't think they're on form.
Uh-huh.
Because two
No,
seasons
but
ago when they were formed, they were blowing teams like 4-5, and they were still keeping the clean sheet. Like we think that the defense is solid, but they're giving away chances still.
no,
You know what I mean?
actually, when I saw everybody talking about Raya, you
Hindsight,
know,
man.
Like he was doing exceptionally well, making saves.
Hmm.
Like the fact that Raya was making a lot of saves
Should tell
should
you,
should tell you that
yes, the
yeah, there's
defense has
something
been
there.
porous more than
Yeah,
usual.
exactly.
Exactly.
But
Yep.
people were like, oh, okay, Raya is safe. Like, you don't want your goalkeepers to be making saves, especially you are these big teams. You don't want
Hmm.
your goalkeepers to be involved in the game. Let him just keep passing the ball, no save. Like Manchester City, Ederson don't have a lot of saves to make there. He just play. He's just part of the build-up play and those little things like long passes and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
Ederson, any simple chance or any big chance Man City concedes a goal. He is not the best
He's not the best shot
goalkeeper when it
stopper.
comes
No,
shot stopper.
definitely. Yeah.
you know, you don't want your goalkeepers as a big team to be making saves. Especially you are paying premium money for a goalkeeper, and then everybody talking about Raya now. He got 8 points, he got 10 points. Like, as long as it's still a very good defense, don't get me wrong. But the
Hmm.
amount of chances they have conceded so far this season,
Yeah.
the new players trying to gel in,
Hmm.
Calafiori and the
Timber
other right back,
is also kind of
Timber,
like,
everyone try,
yeah.
and then they have some injuries like other guys. Of course, they will come good at some point in the season, but like what they were thinking about the Arsenal defense and what the Arsenal defense was, it was completely like day and night. To be honest.
I think it's the points. People just flock towards the points. Basically, if somebody is giving you points, it doesn't. I don't even think if you put it like that, I would. I didn't even think about it until now. That you know what? Okay, the reason the keeper is doing so well is because he's considering like they're conceding more chances than usual.
Than
You
usual,
shouldn't be
exactly.
talking about that. You're right. So I mean, like I said, it's just the points. So against Leicester, I was pissed. I was like, look at just Leicester. Why are they drawing with Leicester? I mean, but yeah, because at some
Yeah.
for the long part of that game, they like Leicester were doing well and we're getting chances. Your boy Justin,
Uh-huh.
he was
James
the one that
Justin,
scored 2 goals, 2 goals.
serious
And I
thing,
was like,
man.
wow. I think that's why I tweeted. I said, y'all must have forgot the Justin. I remember Justin. Yeah. But
Uh-huh.
yeah,
And then let me just give you one before we go. Just the statistic. I just look at the big chances conceded this season in the Premier League. The
mhm.
team that conceded the least is Fulham and Spurs. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise
They
goals.
only
Wow.
Yeah, surprise. They conceded only 8 big chances, followed by Nottingham Forest, who we know have been very good defensively this season with 9. Liverpool also they have conceded 9 big chances. Chelsea, they have conceded 10. Liverpool 10. Chelsea 10. And then Arsenal they have conceded 11. So there are at least 6 teams that have been conceding less big chances than Arsenal. So, but Arsenal before this weekend they had only conceded how many goals did they concede before this weekend? Two, 3 goals they conceded before this weekend, despite conceding 11 big chances.
Hmm.
So there were 8 big chances that they considered that were not converted. You look at the amount of chances, this amount of shots that they have conceded so far this season. It was like shot inside the box, 58 shots inside the box they have conceded. Which is
Alarm
a
bells
lot.
right there. Yeah.
There were a lot of things, but because of the points was coming with Raya, like people will, say, okay, now he's the best goalkeeper. He's saving. Like you don't want your goalkeeper to be making saves as a premium for a cheap
But
goalkeeper. I can accept it.
thank you very much. There you go. You like
Uh,
that's why choosing a keeper is about balance. It's about the right price, also with the right team. A team that concede shots outside of the box. Those are easier to save, right? That's why Pope at some point a few seasons ago was the best because Newcastle were like conceding shots and he was saving them, but it wasn't like shots in the box. It was shots outside that you could save easily. So that will give you like your points and stuff like that. But yes, getting an expensive keeper, you're supposed to get them just for the what do you call it, the clean sheet points. Like a good defensive team that has an expensive keeper is just for the 6 points consistently, but you don't want those extra points. Save points. You don't want
definitely,
that for an expensive keeper. Yeah.
definitely.
Um so we move into game week 7 preview. Oh, so what are the fixtures? Let's talk about the fixtures quickly. And let me see if I can put that on the screen right now.
Yes.
Yeah, you can share that. Yeah,
Okay, that's it.
there we go. So we have Crystal Palace, Liverpool. Kind of difficult, but it's Crystal Palace. They've been poor this season. Yeah. Arsenal, Southampton, Brentford, Wolves, Leicester, Bournemouth, Man City, Fulham, West Ham, Ipswich, Everton, Newcastle. Aston Villa, Man United, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Spurs. So yeah, that's the basically the fixtures.
Well, I'm scared of Arsenal again, though. We've been talking about them a
Yeah,
lot, but
Southampton.
this
Yep,
week,
yep.
without that Arsenal asset, I'm thinking about that.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
That's a good fixture. That's a good fixture. That's why I
definitely.
wouldn't want to get rid of Saka just yet because the
No, no, no,
fixtures
no, no. no.
right now it's
Yeah,
like yeah, it's you have Southampton, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea. Those three,
yeah.
I think you can
Uh-huh.
actually take a chance and probably go without Saka for those three fixtures. Maybe choose somebody
Definitely.
who has a better fixture in those three. Like for example, I don't know which. I think Liverpool. You guys have Arsenal and Brighton, Aston Villa.
Uh,
Man City has the best in that fixture, so you can move to somebody. The problem with Man City is now is apart from Haaland, I don't think there's any other midfielder that's doing doing well.
yeah, what's happened to Folan, man? Foden.
Foden,
Phil Foden.
I think Pep made a good comment about him. I think based on those comments, he should be getting into the team with more minutes right now.
So is
So
he the
yeah,
player that's gonna emerge? And
just
then
keep an eye on him in the next few game weeks and see if he's
should
going
I
to be
should
the
I
most.
go there then? Should I go there
You
early
mean right?
and then
Right?
wait
You
for
can,
people?
you can, you can. Yeah, you can. They have because they
I
have really
love.
good run of fixtures. They have Fulham, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, Brighton, then Tottenham, and then Liverpool, which is like the most difficult. So the next 6 game weeks are probably looking good for them, according to planfpl.com basically. So yeah. Which other fixtures do you think? Fulham, Man City, Fulham. I think Man City will score goals, but I think Fulham will be a bit difficult to break down.
Like I said, they have been the best defensive team in terms of big
Yeah.
chances considered. But of course, it's
Hmm.
Manchester City we are talking about here.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
the best attacking team to break down defense that are sitting back. They are the best at it in the league.
Hmm.
So of course, Man City will create chances. But like you say, Fulham is not going to be
Yeah.
easy for them. So, but it's an interesting game to be watching, I think. But I think Arsenal is the one. Without an Arsenal asset for me, that makes
The
me chill.
problem.
Yeah, of course, I survived last week. If I had gone with Martinelli, it would have been even better because I would have been on the other side of the coin, like much better. But it
Hmm.
was an even. Arsenal did not score, so it was not a problem. But now that Arsenal will play again another very good fixture, which is even better than that one of
Hmm.
Leicester, is scary for me. I
You
want
have
to
a
at least one.
you have a transfer you can bring in. I mean, anyway, we talk about your team later on, so you can bring in
Yeah,
Martinelli,
okay.
for
Oh
that,
yeah,
or
yeah.
just if you have him.
Martinelli. Yeah,
Hmm.
Martinelli is an option, right? You are right.
And he's getting there. I don't think people have him yet. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
he did well in the Man City game, but they drew, so he didn't seem like a nice pick to have. But then last game,
yeah,
like when he got the double digit haul, like now people are okay. You know what? One more haul, and then everybody's gonna flock into into Martinelli.
yeah. But the
Yeah,
bandwagon is
yep.
gonna be on.
It's gonna go Martinelli. Like the only thing
Yeah,
is
that's
if he gets like a good 90 minutes or like an 80 minutes like this game against Southampton, it should be good.
yeah.
Yeah. Any other game? Chelsea Nottingham Forest will be interesting. Nottingham Forest defensively they're also good. I don't know if they're up
Yeah,
there.
like it will be difficult for Parma that game. It will be much more difficult for Parma than the Brighton
Brighton
game. But
game.
of course,
Yeah.
it's Parma at the end of the day too. So the boy has done it last season and he has been
Mhm.
doing it this season. Like you will not put it past him to also break that kind of team down.
Yeah. And then Brighton Spurs. So
Oh yeah, we have to talk about Brighton. Yankuba
the
Minte.
highlight the Highland
I
derby.
had to attack. I had to attack you guys. You and Ben for that one.
Ah,
They can get us my boy. They can
but
get us my boy.
boy, why Lulu boy? If you look at the fixtures, man, Brighton their fixtures are not the best right now. They have Tottenham.
The-
When I was looking, I was like, okay, I kept him there for one or two of my drafts, and then I said, let me just capitalize and bring in Semenyo because the fixtures. Number one, your boy has been benched. Yeah. Number two, the fixtures didn't
no,
look so good. I was like, let me.
no,
He's gonna come in maybe around game week 12, but for
no,
now,
yeah. No,
let's see.
I told Ben, you guys don't deserve him again in your team
No, he has to be
because
there.
this
He's just taking a
period
rest.
was this period was inevitable. It was gonna come. So you have to ride along. I know he's not doing well right now, and
Even the
this
team
is
is not
not
doing well. I
the
think
team
the
is not
team is
doing
not
the
doing.
team is
Yeah.
not doing well. Yeah. So this was expected. It happened last season when we was at Feyenoord as well. Like he lost his place in the team.
But
Got benched a
it's
couple
good
of
it happens
times.
now. Yeah, it's good it
Yeah.
happened now at the beginning, but by
Yeah.
the mid game, mid
Yeah.
season, it probably pick up again,
Yeah.
and the team as a whole will pick
Nobody,
up again.
don't worry. I will persist with him. I will keep him in my team. Keep going with him.
He'll be back.
Even though I might bench him in games here and there, but he'll be in my team every single week. Like I say,
Yeah.
permanent stay. He's not going anywhere. My boy. So yeah, I'm left there. That's why I said it was a challenge at the start of the season. It's not gonna be easy because there will come a time where he will not be doing well, and you'll be very tempted to
Yeah.
take him
Yeah.
out.
Take
So
him
that's
out.
why I
Yeah.
always say it was a challenge to have him the whole
The
season.
problem now is there's so many players in that price point that are like doing so well, like the Semenyo, McNeil.
Yeah.
Like it's always like it's really hard. Especially when
Rogers.
we
Yeah. The
Rogers,
players are there.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, we look at our preview teams for Game Week 7. How does the team look like? You can put it up. Let's discuss that.
My team is that's my team. Start Sanchez against Forest. Lewis, Trent, and Vandenberg. I was happy that Vandenberg played right wing back instead of right center back, which get him closer to the goal. Carvalho, I've been really my Liverpool had always get me these players because Carvalho and Vandenberg were all Liverpool players that moved to Brentford, but because of the price they were at, sometimes I know these players more than more than the normal FPL players because I've been following them. And I believe they are very good players, just that they cannot make it at Liverpool, and then I went with them. But Carvalho have been impressive. He got the assist last time. He has been impressive for the last 3 games that he played for Brentford. I think he will come into the picture for some FPL managers. He's just 4.8 million, so keep an eye on him. Diego Jota, Mbuemo, and Salah in the middle, and then up top I have Solanke, Fuller, Haaland, and Welbeck. I'm gonna captain Haaland against Fulham,
Yeah.
because I cannot have the Arsenal players, Saka or something. But I think Haaland is the better captain pick this week because of the.
I think so too. I think it's a better pick.
Yeah.
home.
So you say I should bring an Arsenal player?
I think you should.
Martinelli.
But for who though? That's the thing. Who do you bring?
The only one I would take out here, because Minde is promised stay. He's not going. That is that is fixed. So who is gonna go out? It's gonna be Jota. Jota is the only way I can get him in terms of price, because the other players, Mbuemo, maybe, but I don't
You
want.
can't get rid of Memo.
I cannot get rid of Mbuemo. Is one of the best assets this season in the game, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I've captained him twice this season against Haaland, and then he have delivered every single. When Haaland scored that hat trick, one of the hat tricks, I captained Mbuemo that week. He scored a brace. It was not far off from Haaland. Of course, Haaland had the more points, but he gave me about just 2
It was
points
close
less than
enough.
Haaland.
That's all you need. Just close enough.
Yeah. I've captained him twice, and I have got return every single time I've captained him. So he's somebody I'll be thinking about as I think I look at him as a premium pick asset, even though his price is not premium, because that is the performance that he's giving.
If he continues this way, he's going to be part of the premiums that we have next season.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I can remember at the start of the season, everybody was kind of ignoring Momo, he has not left my team since this is the only pick I got right, to be honest. Of course, Haaland has been there all season as well. But Momo, from the start of the season, I'm really proud of that one, because everybody was not talking about, let's get the Ezes, let's get the, at the start of the season.
Eze, I don't understand that they say their numbers are there, but if you look at the team, they've lost a lot of players. Once Olise left, I was like, they're going to struggle. And exactly, that's what was happening. So I don't understand that Eze. I've never had him in my team, maybe in any of my drafts at all.
Yeah, I got him last week, but then he didn't stay for long, because after he lost the penalties, now he lost the corner kicks, set pieces. It's been disappointing for him, though. Yeah. But who will you take out for? Will you take out Jota against Palace? I think he will. It depends on the Champions League now. If Jota starts the Champions League, I'll be worried a little bit. If Darwin starts the Champions League tonight or tomorrow night, then I'll be less worried. It's tonight, right? Wow. time flies. It's already
Yeah,
Wednesday.
yeah. But
Wow.
the problem is though, okay, if you bring in Martinelli right now, you guys, Liverpool have Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Arsenal. I think that this will be a good time to take Jota out.
It's fair. It's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, fixture
Yeah.
wise, it's absolutely right. Yeah,
But then, if you bring in
but
Martinelli for 2 game weeks, 7 and 8, you have the
uh,
next 3 game weeks are not good. You have
yeah,
Liverpool,
then
Newcastle,
you
and
know you
Chelsea.
can get it. You can get it. You can always get it. I'm not that type who's worried. If the two fixtures are really that good,
You
that I
bring him
can get
into
a
the two
player,
fixtures,
I
yeah.
can bring him in, and then after the two fixtures, I will take him out because I have transfer. I always
Mhm.
think about FPL like that. I have that free transfer every single week, so you can make a move.
You can always,
So
yeah.
it's not like my hands are tied. I cannot do anything. I can make a move
Mhm.
after 2 game weeks. So
Mhm.
if the points are gonna be worth it, of course, that then I
Yeah.
don't mind doing it. Yeah, but I feel if Jota starts as a out of position player, he's one of the only out of position player because he's
Yeah.
a striker for Liverpool and he's a midfielder in the game, and we all know he always turn up. Almost
The numbers have
he
always
cannot.
been there, to be honest. This season, yeah,
Yeah,
the numbers have always been there. Just unlucky, but
exactly,
last
exactly. He
season,
can
I
always
mean,
put
last
some
game week, yeah, yeah.
get big chances or create big chances or something like he was do something in the game. So that's what but I will see. It's something I would think about though. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good one.
And then you have
Yeah.
Solanke, Haaland, and Welbeck.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
You think Welbeck against Tottenham though? Well, I guess yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's
Tottenham
back
are
and
not.
forth. Yeah.
Tottenham, Man United make them look very good, but they are they are not all that. They all know that. Tottenham know that very well.
That's funny. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's true. We are so bad. We make them look good. Yeah. Let me share my own team.
Yeah, let's
Um,
look at yours.
Look at mine for now. I have Flecken, Trent, Gabriel, Vandenberg. Midfield, I have Rogers, Luis, Diaz, Saka, Momo, Semenyo, and then Captain Haaland, and then Nicholas Jackson. This is my best 11. The bench is not the best. I have Ferguson. I think I could have gone with a better option, but I don't know why he's not playing this season. I don't know what they're trying to do. He
he
didn't
was
want to
he
play
was
the guy.
he
He's
was
coming
injured.
back. Well, he played some few minutes in the last 2 game weeks or
Yeah,
so.
he's coming
Now they
back
have
gradually. Like he has
gradually they
been
had this guy
he was
injured.
he was out for a very long time. That's why, and I don't think he will play with Welbeck. I don't think they will partner him with Welbeck. Because in
They're
that case, who will
similar.
play?
Yeah.
They are similar, yeah. So and Welbeck has started the season well. So
Mhm.
he has been their best player. I believe one of their best players. He has scored a lot of goals, and this has started since preseason. So you cannot just ignore Welbeck just and then Ferguson is coming. And then Welbeck is the senior man there, right? He's a leader in the team as well. So maybe Ferguson will come in later, but I think
Mhm.
until Welbeck, really lost form, that's when we will see Ferguson, in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess brought him in because he was only 5.5. I wish I'd gone with Delap, who's now emerging as like a cheap forward
Yeah,
option, basically. But
yeah.
but yeah,
And
and
he
then
has scored
Fayette
three
and then
goals in
Delete.
2 games.
Yeah, so I think it doesn't make sense to make a transfer when you just wildcarded. But I'm a bit tempted to right now. Looking at Liverpool's fixtures, I don't even know why Trent was in my team in the first place. Maybe I was swayed by all the content creators. Yeah, but
No, but
right,
he, like I say, he's still a good pick. I think he will give you points, and
yeah,
he
this
can give you these big points. I don't think now is the right time to get
exactly
rid.
that.
So
You
you
don't think
can
it's
wait
right
one or two
against
game
Crystal
weeks.
Palace? Okay.
Like to be honest, Palace have been really poor too. Like they have not been, like you say about Eze and the players they lost this season.
Mm,
It has really affected them. Where do they sit in the table? By the way,
I don't even know,
um,
but yeah,
where do they sit in the table? Let me see something here.
they've struggled.
Uh-huh. Yeah. They have not been doing well. They have not been doing well at all. Because I cannot see the table.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I just look at
I'm
it.
tempted to make a change, but I don't know who to bring in. So I'm just gonna try as much as possible to save this transfer this week. And then so next because I want to bring in Man City defender. I want to bring in a Vardiol. So if I remove Trent, most likely Vardiol is going to be coming
Well,
into my team. But
that's not a
that's
bad. That's not a bad one.
yeah, because they have a good fixture. They have Fulham and it's at home, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good one. It's a good move, I would say.
But for
But yeah,
Trent, that's the thing now. It has to be one of the big guys. It can't be Gabriel because Arsenal, their fixture is kind of good. The next two game mix, maybe afterwards Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea. Maybe that's a bit difficult. But yeah, I cannot take out two of my premium defenders. One has to go, and most likely it's going to be Trent. But I don't know. Maybe give him another week and see what happens, and spread the
for
funds
me,
a little bit.
if I'm taking out Trent in my team, it will be because I want to get one of the premium players. That is the Palmers, the Sakas, or something like that. Like if
I'm
Trent
I'm
is
ge-
gonna
I'm gearing
facilitate,
towards that too. I'm gearing towards that because if I get that money, I'm gonna put it in midfield, most likely. Yeah.
because if you move Trent to Guardiola, it's difficult to upgrade a big midfielder to the Palmers, right? You either get a Trent to a 4.5 or something like that, and then you can
Mm.
upgrade one midfielder to go all the way to Palmer or something. You know.
Diaz is 7.8. Palmer is 10.5, right? So I don't think I
Yeah,
need.
that is 3 million in
About
gap,
two
right?
points, yeah, about almost 3 million, yeah.
Yeah. So if you wanna take like
Vardiol is now what 5 point something,
he was
5.9
six
now.
six million
He
or
he,
five
he,
point nine.
he came down in price, yeah.
So
So
that is like 1.1 million difference with Trent. 1.1 million.
mm,
So 1.1 million cannot you cannot upgrade to
yeah,
yeah. So you have to think about that as well. FPL,
we'll see.
you have to think about a lot of things, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't downgrade one of my maybe Rogers since Aston Villa are now going to do tough fixtures. I think they have Man United, Fulham, Bournemouth, and he's also maybe might be injured. So we'll see.
but Rogers is a
I have
budget
a
asset,
few.
man.
Yeah, I
Rogers
have a
is just
few. I have a
five
few.
how much did you buy Rogers for?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
It's not be more than 5.1 or 5.2, I believe.
It's 5.2 right now. So that's what I got him for. I
So
don't think he went up in price anyways.
so the best you can gain from selling Rogers is 7 million, 0.7. You cannot gain even a million because the cheapest midfielder you can get to replace him
It's
is
what
4.5
4.5?
million. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you
man.
have
I have to find a way to see if I can bring power or just be prepared for it. Basically,
yeah, definitely.
yeah. But at least I have time because the fixtures are not so great, so I have time. Hopefully, his price will go down when people realize and the fixtures are difficult. But yeah, that's my team for Game Week 7. And I don't plan to make
Yep.
any transfers right now. So yep,
That's good.
that
Good enough.
is it. Yeah, so we've
Yeah.
come to the end of the pod. Thank you guys for supporting the pod, listening. Please check out Jollof Bantaba on YouTube, of course, the home of Gambian football. Everything is there for
Yeah.
you. Mr. Chama is always putting out some good content there. So
David,
yep.
yeah, Thursday we have the live watch along because Thursday is the press conference for the squad for the
Hmm.
double header against Madagascar, Gambia, Madagascar, which is a very, very important games to come. Gambian football is progressing, but the results are not coming for the national team. So the upcoming international break is crucial. We play Madagascar back to back. Hopefully, we can get 2 wins there or at least 4 points to help us to qualify for the African Cup of Nations upcoming one. Because if we lose those 2 games, to be honest, we are out of the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. It's
Yep.
important.
Yeah, so we're wishing the boys well. We hope hopefully they come through and then represent. I think for the third consecutive time in the Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Maybe that one I will go and watch it in in Morocco. It's Morocco, yeah.
Morocco.
You can stop by Morocco and then go to Gambia, right? It's because that's
Yeah,
where
yeah,
every
yeah.
flight
That's it's
stops.
it's it's the yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
Morocco and then you go to Senegal or Gambia from there. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, guys. So catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.